Stop chasing. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. It's your boy Marcel Prophets. Listen, if you are just joining, right? It's your first time. Welcome. Okay, you're in for I'd say a treat. All right. Everybody else, what's going on? Hope y'all had a good weekend. As you climb in here, man, let me know where you chiming in from. Let me know what's going on with you. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna get some levels. We're gonna get some profitable setups so that this week y'all can make the most money you've made in 2026. All right. So let's get it. Who we got in here? Who we got in here? Listen, y'all know. Listen. Oh, see, y'all already look. They already on to a good start. This is the first time I done turned it on and I seen more likes than views. That's crazy. Y'all do. As soon as we walk in, y'all listen. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. As soon as we get in here, do. Right? We're gonna make sure we get them likes up because that's gonna get it out to the people that need to see it. It's Sunday. All right, we want to make sure that we start this week off right. All right, y'all know Monday really like sets the foundation for what we're gonna do the rest of the week. It's always, I don't know if y'all notice this, but when I have a nice play on a Monday, like it kind of let the week flow. You know what I mean? So we're gonna make sure that we do that. All right, who we got in here, man? Miss Virgo, how you feeling? Good to see you. Happy Sunday. QTZ, what it do? How you feeling over there, QTZ? Who we got? HQ Homes from Denver. What's going on, HQ Homes? How you feeling? D. Clark in the building. Yeah, okay. Ms. Virgo said we ready. There we go. Jay, how you feeling? Good to see you. P, what up? James. We got Alchemist in there. You already know Alchemist. Doot. Y'all go ahead and drop that like. All right. Darrell, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Zay, what it do, man? Swift, what up? Ant, what up, man? How you feeling? Jazzy D. We got Brittany in the building. What's going on? Pamela, how you feeling? How's y'all weekend been? Y'all want to hear about my weekend? Y'all want to hear about my weekend? Y'all know I be living life kind of like, under the radar. I don't really talk too much about things outside of, trading and stuff like that. I give y'all wisdom and stuff like that, but it's rare that you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm a Capricorn, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough for me, you know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough for me to share sometimes, you know what I mean? Jay said yes. You would like to know, wouldn't you, huh? All right, y'all get on in here. Listen, so I got 3 stocks that I'm gonna go over today that I think would really set you up really nicely this week if you can catch them. A lot of them are, well, not a lot of them. One of them I wish we would have noticed on Friday because it would have probably been better to take it on Friday. But depending on how it opens up tomorrow, can kind of like determine like if we're gonna take it or not. But it's a really really beautiful setup. I'll go over it in a second. She says, I understand I'm an introvert. Yeah. She said, let's hear it. We'll get around to it. We get around to it. You know what I mean? I feel comfortable around y'all, But I would just say it like this. I would say that maybe I'll breadcrumb y'all, you know what I mean? Like just every time I get on live, I'll give y'all a little small piece of the story, So I just say life is starting to change a little bit. And we'll leave it at that. All right, we'll leave it at that. All right, so yeah, y'all get in here, man. Again, if you're in here, man, please just hit that like button. Please don't gatekeep the like button. Just like, hit that joint one time. You don't have to literally. All right, right now, all together now. All right, let's all together. Let's take our index finger and it might be the right, whatever. If I don't know how your computer is set up, but however you go and scroll, let's scroll. And then let's go to that like button and then let's just do. I should see likes going up. I should see likes going up right now. All right. Look, I'm not gonna stall y'all no more. All right, we're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get into these charts. Give me just 1 second. Gotta close some stuff out. All right, let's see what we got here. Did anybody do anything exciting this weekend? Okay. All right. All right. Let me come back to y'all. Y'all do anything exciting this weekend? What y'all do? Joy, good to see you. How you feeling? Jamie, what up? How you feeling? All right. Again, as y'all get in here, just go ahead and hit that like button. It'll mean a lot. All right. All right. I'm about to go ahead and switch over, and we about to get to it. All right. So we're gonna start with Tesla. This is not Tesla though. Give me a second. We're gonna start with Tesla. So this is what I was just referring to you. What I was just recently referring to you guys with. So if you guys can remember, we did we drew this right here on Tesla, this diagonal neckline on Tesla. We also drew this bear flag here on Tesla, and it broke down below the neckline, but it bounced at the the lower extreme of the Bollinger Band. Wasn't quite ready to go down, right? And it still, I don't think is ready to go down. I think this is actually ready to go up. So when you see like a pattern that is like very bearish and it fails, that is a strong indication that that next wave is going to be in the opposite direction. So if you look, we've tested this neckline quite a bit and it's failed each time. So what we have right here is a bullish engulfing, right? I'm sorry, a bullish harami. So right here again, what did I tell y'all? We have this candle inside. You know what? Now actually no. Now that I'm looking at this actually may be okay. So this actually may be what sends it down here, right? Because it's not at the end of a down move. It's more like during a consolidation. So this right here could be a bearish harami that sends it down here. All right. So here's what we're going to do with Tesla. When it opens tomorrow, we just are going to simply watch to see if it wants to fail. Y'all write this down. This 423 area, right? If we can break below 423, then I believe that the sentiment is going to be down. Let me look at it on the weekly real quick. I just want to make sure. It's bouncing quite a bit. So a break of the really a break below this, right? It has to get below the neckline. If it breaks below the neckline coming off of this harami, which we don't know if it's bullish or bearish yet, then we would go puts. So mark the level of 414.66. You can even cut like a notification on for 414.66. That'll be a really good level for a closure below. Like you want to get notified around the time that it hits it, but a closure below on on any of these time frames could work for entry to the downside, right? This would be us like not just retesting but breaking through that neckline and getting a closure and finally being able to push down. When I initially did this analysis, I was thinking that this might have been a bullish harami, right? Because what could also be taking place is yes, that third touch and a failure to go lower, and then we got Friday we got the push up causing this harami to form, so it could be ready to to blast off this way. So it's the same thing. This candle, this 3 candle, is the range that we're going to use to determine whether it's bullish or bearish. So a closure above this range, that range is at what, 439.97, and then 414.66. So you can write those two for the low and the high, and a closure above would be treated like like a call, right? A closure below we would enter puts. But again, this is something that I'll update throughout the day if you're in the Prosperity Collective. If not, I'll update it on YouTube as well at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. All right, so we'll see, by that time we'll have a pretty good understanding of how the stock is moving. But it also may be slightly too late. Like we might get a gap up or down. So I'm really going to keep a close eye on this. But either way it goes, there'll be some sort of opportunity that that presents itself. That's typically what happens, coming off of a setup like this. All right, so that's Tesla. The other one I wanted to look at, again, y'all, as y'all come in, man, hit that like button for me. All right, boop, just one time for me, and we all good. All right. So another one I wanted to look at is Hood. Hood has this, this bear flag that we drew. Of course, it came down, right? We drew the bear flag, it broke down. I think, a few people caught that. It's here in the bullish order block right now. And what I'm seeing is the potential for tomorrow to form a bullish Harami, right? So we want to see not a gap up, but we just want to see it open up higher than what it closed, and possible consolidation within here. If that's the case, by the time I get on at 11:30, we will be looking to take live entries on this, right? Just period. All right, so I really like Hood. It has a fair amount of space that it can retrace to. Obviously, the first target, if we get that reversal signal, that first target would be we'll be back up here to retest the bull flag, which depending on what day it happens, right? Because we extend this trend line. If it is on tomorrow, then it could be right here around 107 for the retest. If it happens another day, then obviously we would just need to stretch this bull flag a little bit, or this bear flag a little bit, to determine the exact slope, right? So the reason that we do this, y'all, is because a slope is determining speed, right? The reason that we draw these trend lines is because it gives you an idea of how quickly something is going to move in a direction. Something with a steeper slope has faster speed. So that's why people also call trend line speed lines. All right, you might hear some technical traders call it that too. All right, so again, if it happens a few days from now, then the further out that it happens, the higher the price of retest will be. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We could draw this across for as many days as we need to. And it's still valid up until the point that it, either breaches it or, rejects off of it. All right. So if you do have the bear flag drawn, extend it a little bit. And what we want to do is just target that. All right. So if we get a bullish open tomorrow, meaning just it opens higher than what it closed yesterday, and it consolidates inside of this 3 candle right here, then I'd be more than happy to swing this, up to about 107, 108. All right. And we all know that Robinhood, when it starts moving, it has the potential to move, rapidly, right? It can go and do 10, 15 bucks in a day. All right. So that's Robinhood. What's the other? And last but not least, we got Palantir, right? This is just for the three setups for for Sunday watch list, right? But then I'm going to go into which is what's going to be really important, what we plan on going over tomorrow, because tomorrow is the confirmation day for a lot of the stuff that we talked about on Friday. All right, so if we get confirmations on, there's Dollar General, there's we took Dollar General. There's Mara, there's CDE, there's CoreWeave, there's QQQ, UNH, right? KMB, SanDisk. If we get confirmations on those tomorrow, then this week could be a really, really, really big week. All right. So right here on Palantir, we came right down into this bullish order block, right? It failed. I know y'all. If you guys have been watching the lives and listening, y'all know that. I've been talking about this being the area for leaps. It is definitely the area for leaps. Again, I want to see what happens tomorrow because, who knows? We could always just gap down. If these pullbacks are not just pullbacks and they're more like corrections or possible beginnings of bear markets, then we need to wait for that and see. With something like that not being as likely, I see us again coming back up and then retracing to retest this bear flag. But I'd be curious to see if they play around with the price a little bit, being that earnings are tomorrow. So I don't know if there's something that the market may know or that they've already priced in. But a lot of times they will bring a stock down before earnings, and then just to shoot it right back up. So we're going to see what happens tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we got some sort of gap up, like out of this bullish order block right here. But if not, and we can hold this level, by the time we get out, I would be interested in this. Yes, the contracts are going to be a little more expensive than normal, right? But Palantir could very well perform, so there may be an opportunity to do a size for zero trade if you're interested in that sort of risk to reward. All right. So again, like I said, this is right just in the order block. This is one thing I'm a little concerned about though. It bounced pretty hard on Thursday, but for some reason it came a little lower. The next day it did not reverse here, right? It failed. So there seems to be quite a bit of selling pressure. However, we should be seeing buyers stepping in, within these next few dollars between what's this about 142 and 145. So even if we come down a little bit tomorrow, what I'll be watching for is some sort of reversal, and then a possible push up intraday. But it's going to be impossible for us to necessarily get a confirmation tomorrow unless literally like it just closes green. Like if in the last 5 to 10 minutes we have a like a green closing right here, then this could be something that we swing. But again, like I said, you got to keep in mind that the contracts are going to be a little bit more expensive. So if it doesn't make the move that you want it to make, and say it gaps down, it could go pretty hard against you. One thing I do like about taking these though is that it's not on a Friday, so I mean it's not on like a Thursday or Friday, so you do have some some time within a weekly contract for it to rebound or change directions or something like that. But again, if you do take this into earnings, which we'll talk more about tomorrow, I would not put normal risk on this. This would be something with a size for zero risk if you can swing that. All right. So that's those are the 3 stocks that I have. Right. Again, these need a little bit of confirmation tomorrow. But once we get that, then we'll be able to enter. If you're in the Prosperity Collective, obviously I'll be updating you in real time with what I'm seeing intraday, because there can be some things that form from news or just just pure price action with anticipation for for the earnings that'll be taking place after marketing. All right, so I'm gonna flip back to y'all real quick, and y'all can submit whatever stocks that you might have. All right, and again, like as y'all come in here, y'all please hit that like button, right? It really helps the channel get out to as many people as it needs to. This looks like a good long-term hold. No, for sure. Yeah. So Palantir for sure is leaps, right? 1 year, 2 years out, is down nearly 30%, right? Whenever you see a stock that has such good financials and fundamentals, you gotta get in on those types of pullbacks, right? Even if it pulls back further than that, right? The likelihood of it going, I don't know, 50 to 60% lower is pretty. It would literally have to be a bear market that started. So it's almost like not getting in leaps is assuming that there's a better chance of a bear market than it is for recovery. And this pullback on Palantir was needed. But now that it's gotten this pullback, I think it's ready to go back and retest highs and then start making new highs. And we continue this, the next wave of this bull run. And then, there could be some sort of bear market like, down the road, but I just don't believe from what I'm seeing that is anytime soon. All right. So all right. So we're just gonna go over some ones I want to see. So we got Samuel is saying Netflix. All right. So we're gonna do Netflix. We're gonna do IBM and S&D. Liz, how you feeling over there, Liz? All right. Dr. V, I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. All right, Jamal said Apple. All right. Mark Quinn, what it do, brother? He says doing all right, already dropped, ready to watch some good entertainment. Oh, yeah. Exactly, right? Because it's not financial advice over here. That's it. That's it. Matter of fact, I gotta throw that disclaimer in just a second when I start giving these like we said, watch the flight. Who fought Alchemist? Was it you talking about Clarissa or was it some guys? Oh, Shakur. Oh, Shakur won. Nice. I know I'm late getting to y'all chats, but bear with me. You said you're ready for the week. There we go. All right, so Lulu got a little Lulu, little JP, little JP Morgan. Side Jack, what's going on, man? Rich Chick, how you feeling? K Player, what up? Coin, all right. Nice, nice. Okay. Can you look at you? Yeah. So did I did I look at you on Friday? I didn't. Oh yeah, I'll look at you. You made some money for a lot of people this week. It made a lot of money for some people. All right. All right, so we got Netflix, IBM, SanDisk, Apple, Lululemon, JP Morgan Chase, Coin, and you. All right. He said, so you getting in Palantir after earnings? Nah, I mean I've been buying up Palantir. Like I told y'all 150 is mine, but anywhere in this area, I'm of course I'm going in terms of trading, I'm going to continue trading Palantir all day long. All day long, Maxine. Big Sean, what's going on? Oh, you said IWM? All right, for sure, for sure. All right, look, and again, like I said, as y'all coming in, man, y'all go ahead and hit that like button, all right? Hitting the like button helps this get out to more people, right? We are, matter of fact, you know what? Let me say this. I'm gonna say this. I like to be transparent, all right? So obviously, I'm here, pouring into you guys every day, but and it's rare that I ask for anything, right? But there is a goal that I'm trying to achieve, right? If there is a goal on YouTube. I think anybody who's on YouTube wants to achieve this goal, within their first year. I'm within my first year. I think it's been about 10, 11 months since 11 months since I've been on YouTube, right? I am this close to getting monetized, right? Like that, with like that close, right? These lives help so much. The likes help so much. You guys, like showing love on the video with comments helps so much. So if this week, right, if you don't never see another one of my videos, if this week y'all can just go crazy, right? You see something that I post, just like it, comment it, whatever, right? Just go crazy this week. We're gonna go crazy with the calls and the plays this week. But if y'all can show that same love and return just this week, I think we can hit that goal this week. All right. So if y'all could do that for me, that means so much. All right. So yeah, do that. If y'all just chiming in, hit that like button. We about to get back into some plays. We got Netflix, IBM, SanDisk, Apple, Lulu, JPM, Coin, IWM that we're getting ready to go in and do. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So Netflix. Netflix looks good. I think Netflix is about ready. We talked about this. It's so y'all see that I have the wedge drawn, right? if it can break out this wedge, it's clean. It's clean. I love it. But I just needed to break out of here first. And it looks like it's ready to. It looked like it was ready to a few times, right? Like it's come and even made a fail 2D. One, two, three. So that's three touches right there. Four, five, six. There's been 7 touches in this bullish order block, and it still hasn't broken out. What that tells me is this thing is ready. It's just it's going, and when it does break out, it's going to explode, right? But we do need that first breakout. And real talk, we don't even have to with this one, because I know it's going to explode out of this wedge. We don't need it to necessarily close on the day. We just have to pay attention to price action throughout the day. When it breaks out, because here's what's going to happen. Because this right here is a reversal pattern right here, the breakout could be taking place tomorrow, right? And it could explode. It just depends on how it opens up. We could open up gapped up and it already made a move, and then it may try to come back and close that gap and then make a move. But if it opens up like still somewhere in this bullish order block, but a higher high, a higher low, then the moment that it breaches this, like even if it's on like the 30-minute or the hourly, like I would be ready to enter this like in the earlier part of the day, to ride this up, and I would get in swings, and not even necessarily like for the week. This is something that I would do 2 to 4 weeks. All right, so this looks really good. Like I said, it's just been in this falling wedge since way back in what is this, in October, right? It's just been falling, in this diagonal consolidation downward, right? This little bearish channel right here. But it looks like it's finding a bottom. Like I said, it stopped right there. It went up, formed like a little mini W, like it's trying to do a double bottom, and that little miniature double bottom might be what sends it out in this wedge. But like I said, once it gets out this wedge, we can ride this up to this the top of this Bollinger Band, around this next bearish order block. Again, it may not happen all in one day, but the moment that we breach this, that's when I'm going to be looking to enter that. All right. So again, if you're in the Prosperity Collective, you will have those levels. If you're just tuning in, on YouTube Lives, I'll be here 11:30 tomorrow Pacific, 2:30 Eastern, with an update of like probably what we did when it comes to Netflix. We may have already taken it by the time I come on live, but there's a bunch of other plays that I've called, on YouTube, and that we'll be getting confirmation about that you'll also receive. So no worries there. All right. So that's Netflix. We're gonna go to IBM. IBM. I mean, it's IBM's clearly bouncing here, but again, we just need a confirmation. It's real simple. It came down, as it normally does, hit off the Bollinger Band, right, and then tried to retrace to the mean. It formed a fail to up, right? So that means that it was going up, and then it wound up stopping, failing, and then closing red. So this was a reversal pattern, and it did open lower the next day, but then it bounced right here at the mean. So this looks like it wants to reverse. It is a inverted hammer. I'm sorry, it is a hammer. So it looks like it wants to reverse. So we just have to wait and get that confirmation tomorrow, right? So we're just looking for a higher high and a higher low on this tomorrow, and we can take this to highs. So if we get that tomorrow, I'd be interested in just swinging it on weeklies, just to go retrace the high up here at 319.68 or 319.94. All right. So yeah, this is something that's more short term. Again, if it can break above highs, then that could be another entry. But if I'm taking this just off of the confirmation of this reversal pattern right here, so we get a higher high and a higher low, I would only be interested in it retracing this candle right here. So real simple, and I think that it could do that, during the week. So we'll revisit, revisit IBM for bullish confirmation. Man, we got a lot to go over tomorrow, man. We got a lot to go over tomorrow because we got a lot of stuff that we kind of like put stars next to. Just waiting for that bullish confirmation. So we adding that to the list as well. All right, we'll go SanDisk. Who's about to have the biggest week of their year this week? Let me see y'all in the chat real quick. Let me see y'all in the chat. Appreciate it, K. You know, we gonna run it up for sure. You know, with y'all help, we could really do it. You know what I mean? And if we do it, we're gonna come right here on live and we're gonna celebrate. All right? We're gonna pop some water and we're gonna do it big. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pop some water and do it big. Adam, what's going on, man? He said looking for them. Yeah, nah, the weekend was good. The weekend was good. I had, like I said, I'm gonna mess with y'all head, right? So every day I'm gonna give y'all just a little bit of this story, and y'all gonna have to. I'm gonna give you a little, and I might just throw it in at a random time, but I'm gonna give y'all a little bit every day until y'all understand what I'm saying. But today's part of the story is that life is changing, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. All right. He said, ready for a big week. Nah, for sure, Side Jack. You know, yes, sir. Big. We definitely gonna get to it. It's definitely gonna be a phenomenal week. Again, y'all, as y'all coming in, go ahead and hit that like button. All right. Oh yes, this is for entertainment purposes only, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm just up here entertaining y'all, right? I don't really know what's going on here, right? So I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And if there's anything that you out there in front of your phone, I don't know how you're looking at me. I don't know if you on the desktop. Do y'all be on y'all desktop more, or y'all be on the on y'all phone more when y'all on YouTube? I'm curious, cause like I like to watch YouTube on my on my laptop or desktop. You know what I mean? Like every now and then I look at it on on the phone, but I like shit to be like almost like TV like. He said, "Yeah, like I said, y'all gonna get a little bit of it. Y'all gonna get a little bit of it each live." You said sell currently. Okay, okay, all right. Yeah. So again, this is for entertainment purposes only, right? If you are taking a trade, on your phone, your desktop, whatever, you need to do your due diligence, right? You need to make sure that it is you that is pressing those buttons, is you that's making the decision, it is not as a result of something that I told you to do because you paid me to do so. No, sir. No, ma'am. All right. So now that's out the way, we're gonna get to it. All right. You said laptop, iPad. Okay. iPad. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of people that use tablets. That is like, is desktops not cool no more? Is that like some old school shit? They be like, look at this guy on a desktop. That might be some old school shit. I don't know. All right, we back to it. All right, so SanDisk. SanDisk, we got a fail to up. I think we talked about this last week. Again, what we want to see here, and what I believe is going to happen, is that we are going to open up, green, but we're not going to open up higher than this. It's not going to be a gap up, but I do believe that we'll open up green and form some sort of inside candle here, right? If we can form some sort of inside candle somewhere in this area, and again, the shape doesn't matter. It could be a doji, it could be a hammer, it could just be a a body candle with no wicks on either end, no shadows on either end. But as long as it fits inside of this candle right here, this baby is coming down. All right, at least to 455, right? At least to that level. I'm not saying that it's going to happen like like this week, but the next wave down will bring it to this level. All right. So what we're looking for tomorrow is an inside candle on SanDisk, right? We will get that confirmation. All right. I'm gonna be back on here live, and if it looks like we're closing with that, y'all already know what time it is. We taking trades, live on here. Not we. I have taken trades live on here, and you see what they've done, right? I also took some live trades on Friday, and in about 25 minutes we'll be able to see what's happening in the like in the aftermarket, right? So we'll be able to see like how some of these stocks are looking. All right, so I'm excited. I think a lot of those are going to pan out. We had some really good setups last week. This is no different. If there is a high probability setup, we're going to find it and we're going to take it. All right, we're not going to catch them all, but we're going to catch some. All right, so that's SanDisk. We're going to be looking for for it to open here. There's not really any other scenarios that that this could open up with tomorrow or trade like tomorrow that would make this interesting to me. So I'm only looking for a Harami on this. I'm only looking for a bearish Harami on this. There's no other setup that I'd be excited about. Even if it breaks highs, that would be like kind of like chasing. And y'all know what I say about chasing. All right, so yeah, that's SanDisk. All right, we're gonna do Apple. We did talk about Apple, but I do think that it's important to do a little quick refresher. We actually took this, right, and as you can see right here, like, can y'all tell me why we took this? I'm gonna flip back. For those who might not have been able to take this, do y'all see why we took Apple? Type in the chat. First of all, type in the chat what direction did I take this in? Only if you don't know, right? If you was on the call, you ain't. It's like you were on the call. So if you was on the live, you ain't got to answer. But for those who were not on my live on Friday or don't know that I took a play here, tell me what did I take here? Did I take calls or puts, and why did I take it? All right, just put it in the chat. Again, like I want to use these lives to make sure that you guys are understanding exactly the logic. So I'm gonna leave this up for a quick second, and then I'm gonna flip back over to y'all to see what y'all are saying. So this is Apple. I did take it, but why? And where? What direction did I take it in? All right. Somebody let me know. Justin, you say phone at work. You say live on the phone, trading view on laptop. Gotcha. Live on the phone. Okay. Bull. Okay. Yep. That's right. Bull flag. Yep. So y'all know what time it is. And not only was it a bull flag, but it's a bullish engulfing, right? It's a bullish engulfing breaking out of a bull flag. So I drew the measured move. This is where it should go. Again, we don't know exactly how quickly it will get there, but it does measure pretty closely to this last little resistance right here, right? So it's a pretty strong chance we come up here this week, but we will see. All right, and again, this bull flag was also formed at a bullish order block, and it's also forming the right shoulder of an inverted head and shoulders. Okay, so we should definitely see this area right here get retraced on this side. Everything is symmetrical, right? This looks like this. This looks like this. So what does that leave left? That leaves this left to look like this. It just hasn't happened yet. All right, this is the most important part of trading, is being able to, I don't know if y'all remember. I remember like growing up, and they were like coloring books or like these drawing books that had one side of a person or whatever the figure is that you were drawing done, and you had to figure out the other side. It was trying to get you to understand symmetry and be able to mirror something, right? Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember that in like little coloring books when y'all were growing up? The market is the same way. Right? It's like okay, it's like draw a straight line in between certain things, and then you can infer that it's gonna look like that on the other side if you start to see like a pattern forming, right? So bear flags can lead to inverted head and shoulders, right? Bull flags can complete inverted head and shoulders, and then flip that for head and shoulders. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to y'all? As y'all are coming in, y'all hit that like button, all right? Hit that like button for me real quick. Just doop as you're coming in, right? Don't gatekeep the likes. I will never gatekeep the levels, all right? Hit that like button. It helps out tremendously. But do y'all understand what I'm saying about that? Right? If you see something and you just like slice it in half, right? Just draw a line down the middle of it. You will see how there's a lot of symmetry in the market because um, these levels of support and resistance are literally just that. They're like division points, right? So even if it doesn't happen immediately, at some point you will see the move that the stock has made. You will see its reflection. Sometimes you'll see its reflection over the support or resistance. Sometimes you'll see its reflection over a trend line. Sometimes you'll see its reflection on a horizontal line, right? I'm sorry, a vertical line, right? You'll see something over here and something over here, or you'll see something here and then something here, or you'll see something here and something here, right? It's always trying to like reflect itself. This is the part about trading that I try to drill into y'all head, right? It is very technical, but it's also art, right? It's also, a little bit of nuance to it. So I want y'all to always just be looking for observations. This is something that's also going to make you like a unique trader, because while everybody is looking at something in one way, you're able to see it in multiple ways, right? You're able to see it from multiple different angles. This is going to make you way more dangerous in your approach. All right. He said, "What's the price target for Apple?" So it's right up here, 276. That's the price target. However, it doesn't mean that that's what we got to get out. We gonna watch price action depending on how many contracts you have. We go level to level. So we'll just do it real quick. First level, first take profit is gonna be about right here. Not a whole lot of movement, but right around 262. Right. That next one is easy. It's just gonna be right here in this order block. Right, and then the next one is not until I got it measured to right here, but the rejection is right here. So we could say this area right here between 276.17 and 277.89 is final target. Right. So matter of fact, let me actually write that. We'll put we'll put this as the final target. All right. Put target 2. This is critical to know. Great question, Liz. All right, and then we'll put target 1 right here. All right. So it's important to have that, right? Again, just like a goal, right? Not hitting a goal does not mean you're not winning or successful. It just means that you missed your mark. But obviously, like if you have a mark and you do insist on hitting that, you continue to adjust and try. But that's in sports when you have control over it, right? In a game like this, you have control over yourself. That's the difference between this and a lot of things, right? Some games have more. They rely heavier on the person participating in the game, and then there's some games that rely heavier on the environment, or like the market itself. So it's more about the way that you're able to control and maneuver within that environment. So we can't force this to go to the final target, but based on the technicals and the rules of candlesticks, this is where it can go. So many things that can impact it from going there. So that's why you want to set targets, right? So that first target is like, all right, it made a move. Let's get a little bit off the table so that we're not getting out of this trade after it going up and it going again. We never want to trade to go in our direction and then we wind up losing. That is the worst thing that you can do, right? If you're right about a trade and then you come out of that trade wrong, that's a type of thing in your trading psychology that is very difficult to get past, because something like that starts to force you to not trust yourself, right? And that's not what we want. So when we get that first target, we peel some off. We get to that next target, we peel some off. Also, you can use your, your intuition, your pattern recognition. If between any of these targets, you see something that is not holding the structure. I'm not gonna say holding the structure, because if it's going up, it's holding the structure. But if you see something that is showing you that it may be failing at this second target right here, because it's a possibility, because it is a bearish order block, then you just go ahead and get out of there. And you can take full profits. That just means that the final target is not ready to get hit yet. As a matter of fact, the final target getting hit off the first wave up is rare anyway. So when I draw a measurement for a bull flag like this, it's actually, I'm not saying that it can't happen, because we could get a huge, 2 days back to back that are bullish and go directly to the final target. But what normally happens is it'll go like target 1, target 2, pull back to target 1, then go to final target, or pull past target 2, pull back to target 2, and then go to final target, right? So that's usually how it works. It's never like a straight line, but it can happen like that sometimes. So like I said, when we get lucky like we did on what was that? And when I say lucky, I don't mean that we weren't predicting that it would go in the right direction, but you can't predict that the next day you're going to get a 10% move on a stock like we did with Intel, right? So Intel, we got lucky in the sense of it was one of those rare times where it went through a target off the rip. Like that first day, it was like, man, forget this first target. We're going to this next one, right? So that's a rare thing, but that's why it's important to be positioned in swings, for when occasions like that happen, you can get it. But if it's moving, like at a around the average pace that it normally moves on a daily basis, then you can stay in it, wait for your first target, wait for your second target. But trying to hold something all the way through to that third target. A lot of times that third and final target is best suited for a second entry, right? I like to take profits at target 1 and 2, and then I leave a runner to go to the final target, or I'll take full profits at target 2, and then I let it pull back, and then I'll take another entry and ride that up to the final target. Does that make sense to y'all? I hope this is all making sense. Again, y'all, as y'all come in, y'all definitely hit that like button. It does numbers for the page, all right? Hit that like button just doop one time for me, and it means a lot, all right? So that's Apple. We got Lulu, we got JPM left, we got Coin, we got U, we got IWM. So for those who are trying to put together a plan for this week, this is the time that you lock in. All right, I hope y'all got y'all notes. Y'all taking notes. I hope all of this extra wisdom that I'm imparting on you is seeping in. All right. So we're gonna go to Lululemon now. We got Lulu. Who wear Lulus? Who out there be wearing Lulus? It's okay, fellas. Y'all can tell me. Which one of my fellas be wearing the Lulus? Also on that pullback, you can leave your runner and then average into the next. See, Alchemist a pro. Exactly. There's so many ways you can do this. All right. So y'all look, Lulu look good. I'm not gonna lie. Lulu looks very good. Damn, I wish I would have seen this on Friday. This is gonna y'all can mark my words right here. This is gonna pop this week. It might pop tomorrow. Matter of fact, I think it's gonna pop crazy tomorrow, because not only is it a fail 2 down, it is a bullish harami, and it's also at the tail end of the Bollinger Band, and the Keltner channel is also sitting inside of the Bollinger Band. Damn, I wish I would have seen this on Friday. I would have took it. I would have put 10,000 on this. Wow. Oh, this is a beautiful setup. So this is what I'm gonna do with Lulu. This is beautiful. This is what you want to see for a swing right here. Dissect this right here. This is what you want to see for a swing. Hugging the Bollinger Band, right? Keltner channel inside of the Bollinger Band at the top. At the bottom. Inside the Bollinger Band right here. It's the Keltner channels are both on the inside, on the top and bottom. You have a hammer, which is also a failed 2D, which is also a bullish harami, right? This is picture perfect. The only thing that would have made this more perfect is what, y'all? Y'all tell me the one thing that would have made this the perfect trade. I'm gonna see who been paying attention. Jamal, yeah, we'll look at NVIDIA too, Jamal. Y'all tell me what would have made this trade perfect. Just look at this right here. I'm gonna move it right here for y'all to see it better. What would have made this trade perfect? I want to see who been paying attention. Yep. There's a gap too. Yep. I think you're referring to the other one, but what would have made this trade perfect? Nah, for sure, George. Hold on, you said you told me on Friday about this one, George? Hey, George, if you would have showed me this on Friday, bro, we would have got into it. I would have took this. I don't remember. I'm looking at matter of fact, let me look at my notes. I'm like, I don't think nobody, unless you said it, and maybe I scrolled past it, but I don't have it on my list. I don't have Lulu on here. Yeah, I didn't talk about Lulu. I talked about Lily. But if I would have seen this, I would have took this on live, straight up. We definitely gonna come back and talk. I'm gonna put in big caps. Talk about this tomorrow. Mark my words. Watch what this does. And this is why it's so important. And a lot of times, like if we miss a trade, it's really good because now we don't have the. I mean, it may be some FOMO that we have, but we don't have the concern about like seeing how it performed or waiting for it or anticipating, like the result. We can just objectively observe the setup. So I'm telling y'all that this is a beautiful setup, and I want y'all to watch and see how it performs this week. Now, the only thing that could possibly happen is this could be. It doesn't have the full setup. Like if this were an inverted hammer stopping at the same spot, then this would be what they call like it's called like a belt stop, right? It's like a bearish belt stop, right? We talked about this in the work session on Thursday. Then a belt stop meaning if this body was lower on this, and like I said, it was an inverted hammer, then this could be ready to push down, right? But it doesn't. It has the wick on the bottom side, so it's more of a bullish harami. Failure to go lower, failed 2D. This is a highly, this is a highly high probability reversal pattern. Let's see. He said, "Yeah, I think you scrolled past it, but it's in the chat." Damn, dog. My bad, George. Yeah, this what did you take it? Did you take it on your own? This is a beautiful setup. Matter of fact, like I'm saying, like I hope that in the morning it opens up like, bullish, but not too bullish. If it opens up bullish and has like a higher high and a higher low, right? I'd get into it for 30 days out, straight up. I would get into it for 30 days out. If it opens up lower, then I know that it just wants to come down to this bullish order block, which is exactly what would make it a perfect play. Yeah, she said a hammer, and yeah, exactly. You got it, K player. That's it. Yeah, exactly. You got it, K player. If this right here was right here, right? So if we got if we had the same setup, but this instead was a bearish candle and then another bearish candle, and then we finally got that failed 2D inside of that bearish candle right here at the order block, that would be a picture perfect setup for a 30-day swing. You would have absolutely doubled your money. All right. Also, I got an exclusive for y'all, right? So, matter of fact, let me switch back before we get into the other. I'm telling y'all this exclusively before I even launch it on YouTube. All right, because I want y'all to be the first to know. All right. Again, if y'all are coming in, y'all hit that like button. I'm getting ready to share some really important stuff. So, I decided that I'm going to take on a portfolio challenge. right? This is a portfolio that I'm going to show you the inside of it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. But guess what? Here's the catch. I'm only risking. I'm giving myself 3 times to do this, right? I'm going to attempt it 3 times, and my goal is to make this happen. It's something that would set a precedent across the market, if I'm successful. But from what I've been researching and what I've been noticing about my win rate and my play calling for swings, I truly believe that I can do this. Right? So I'm going to be risking $1,000 3 separate times to make $1 million in literally 10 trades. Right? So what I'm challenging myself to do is be correct 10 times straight about a double up, right? So I have to get 100% on a trade 10 times in a row. I'm not going to be trading it every day, right? Because I'm only taking setups as they present themselves. But my goal is to literally turn $1,000 into $1 million and showing people that it actually can be done with just 10 trades. So literally 10 doubles from $1,000 is $1 million. It's a little over $1 million. So if I can get 10 trades correct, and it can happen throughout the course of the year, it doesn't have to be like every day or week, but if I can identify 10 setups that double, that will take the portfolio from 1,000 to $1 million. Again, I'm giving myself 3 chances to do this. So I might, it's you can blow it at any time. Like that's the danger in this, right? Now, like I said, the original money that will be used will only be a maximum of 3,000. That's if it took me 3 attempts. That would be the maximum of my money that I'd be using. Because I'm really trying to show people that, like, with patience and focus, you can really turn a portfolio up, right? So I'm gonna attempt the thing that's gonna be the hard. You know what's gonna be. Y'all know what's gonna be the hardest, right? It's gonna be once I get into that $250,000 tier, like right around that 7th, 8th double, right? When it's only 2 plays away from getting to the million, seeing the 250,000 from that 1,000 and still risking the entire thing. That's where the psychology is gonna really, really, really kick in. But I'm committed to attempting it even if I lose all of it. Right? So I'm gonna give myself 3 goes and I'm gonna document the whole process, like show y'all, like the ins and outs. It's gonna be a cool little thing. But I just wanted to drop that on y'all, let y'all know what was coming. But I truly believe I can do it because when I look at my journal, I've already done it. I've already done it, but I just wasn't doing it with the intention of getting like getting the million. You see what I'm saying? So I'm excited about it. They said the structure. You said I'm proud I found this. Yeah, nah, yes, that is definitely progress. You pointed that one out. It's all good. I did take the swing weekly. Okay. So you should be good. You should be good tomorrow. Auntie Angel, how you feeling? Yeah, man. Now I'm gonna take y'all behind the scenes for sure. Like this is because, like I said, the the biggest thing is gonna be literally staring at. Now it's staring at 500,000 is not something crazy, right? But staring at 500,000 and risking the entire thing is insane, right? It's insane. But I truly believe that you could turn 1,000 to $1 million in 10 trades. That's all it takes. It literally just takes every time it doubles, you got to go back and find another double and do it back to back, right? So we gonna see. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nerve wracking, but it's gonna be fun. All right. All right. Again, as y'all coming in, go ahead, hit that like button for me. Just do it one time for me. Doot, get it out the way, and we about to jump into J.P. Morgan. All right. So we got JPM. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we got a little bear flag action going on. But it could go either way. It could go either way. It's always important to draw so that you can see if you're wrong, right? You always got to draw, all right? Become an artist on these charts, man. Always got to draw the lines, all right? Bear flag situation right there. Bear flag situation right there. So what we be looking for this, a break, a break of this level right here, somewhere out of the flag, broken down below this level for puts. But again, I wouldn't be too excited to get into puts down here because one, it's going to be in this bullish order block, and it's at the lower extreme of the Bollinger Band by the time it gets down to this low here. So I'm drawing the bear flag so that you can see what could possibly happen. But a a better thing to come from this would not be even taking puts, but waiting for the puts to come down and form a double bottom down here. Again, what did I tell y'all? We draw a line, right? We just gonna pretend y'all know that song "Man in the Mirror." We just gonna pretend it's a mirror, right? We go straight down the middle. We go straight down the middle, and there should be a reflection, right? This is a down move up, creates the neckline. It should come back down and retest right here, create a double bottom, and then it should go back up to create the reflection. All right. I'm gonna coin that term. We're gonna call this "man in the mirror." This is whenever you see something forming, you draw a straight line, right? When you see any sort of pattern forming, like a double bottom, double top, right, head and shoulders, just draw you a line down the center of it, right? So again, we're waiting for the put. We're not going to get inputs on this particular play because the risk to reward is not there. We want to go for the biggest outcome. So we'll be patient and let this come down and form a reversal in this bullish order block. Then we'll take it to the upside, right? Once we get that confirmation. So with JP Morgan, I'll put a star next to that to in the next couple of days, look out for possible double bottom. And what you could also do is you could just set an alert at the top of the order block, right? So 298 or 297, 50 is where you could set the alert. Once that alert goes off, it's like, okay, it looks like this is is trying to reestablish a or bounce off of the support and form a double bottom. So at that point, that's when you would be looking for, okay, next day I'll be needing confirmation. This may not be a tomorrow move, it may not be a even this week move, but you want to be looking for that setup. That will be the next best setup. Again, if it decides to be a bear flag, when you see an order block like this on the daily, it's not worth the bear flag. It's not worth taking it into a place where there's so many buyers. Does that make sense? Does it make sense to y'all? Doot. You already know. Yeah, hey Jamal, I really think I know, like, I know people who've, like, I'm pretty sure there's somebody that's attempted it before, but like I really like I've done 10 100% trades in a row correctly, but they just weren't consistently elevating in price. It was just like I'm using the same risk, right? But to get to, like I said, that the first couple of doubles, it's like, yeah, you got 1,000, 2,000, whatever. You get 50,000, whatever. You'll be cool. Like, all right, yeah, But when you get up into that, quarter million, half a million, and you're risking the entire thing, your mind gonna play tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to just document that process, like just the inner thoughts, like like the pressure And shit, the alternative is like you get that, you be like, man, I could easily go slide this and something else. But sticking to the principle of achieving, what you set out to achieve. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. All right, Kay says she wants to see crowd too. All right. That's cool. That's cool. You said it's down in pre-market so far? Okay. Okay, it just opened. Yeah, give it some time. All right, cool, cool. So that's JPM. So that's what y'all want to look for on JPM. Next we got coin. I think we're going to see some sort of rebound. Like crypto is down pretty significantly, but we are approaching some bounce levels in crypto itself and the crypto stocks. So coin right now is approaching this bullish order block. It's also hugging the bottom of the Bollinger Band. The Keltner channels are also inside, so this spells a major reversal coming up, y'all. So we should definitely see crypto go like this week. We should see Coinbase go like this week. This may want to slide, right? It may want to slide a little bit more tomorrow and finally find its support right here in this bullish order block. But we just gotta read price action and see. All right. If anything for coin, we're just waiting for a bullish confirmation. Again, we may get another down day tomorrow, and then on Tuesday get the confirmation. But definitely for coin, mark this level right here, 180 to 186, right? Really 177. 177 to 186 is the distance of the bullish order block on this one. All right. So right here in this area is where you want to be looking for the bounce. Again, that's if it doesn't take place tomorrow. Now, if we get a bullish confirmation, then this could be the reversal, right? It's close enough to the to the order block. Whenever you get close to something, you start to feel the energy of it. It's the same way with people that are like born on the cusp of their zodiac sign, right? Or you start getting close to the kitchen, you can smell the aroma, right? So sometimes things may not bounce right exactly at the bullish order block, but they've gotten close enough. So if we get a bullish confirmation tomorrow, that means this came down close enough, and there's enough people that are like buying around this area. All right, so keep this definitely at the top of mind for in the case that there is a slip tomorrow and it comes in here, and you just want to be looking for a reversal signal. If not down here, then a confirmation to the upside here. All right. So that's coin. And then also, once we get that confirmation, we can just, easily set targets like this. We can go here, right? We can go here, right at the mean. And then next will be here, right? So these will be the three levels that I would have for for taking profits, right? T1, T2, and then T3 up here. And again, you could peel off at the first one, peel off at the second one, or take completely off, leave a runner, like whatever works for your risk management. All right. So that is coin, and then we're going to go to U. All right, Unity Software. Oh yeah, that took a. Oh yeah, we talked about this briefly. It took a dump, man. It had this bear flag right here, and it took a serious dump. It did bounce here at the order block. So again, I talked about this. I remember. We want to see a bullish harami, right? We just want to see it open. We just want to see an inside candle on this, right? We get an inside candle on this, then that's the first sign of reversal and at least a retracement to this previous low, right? So right here at about $38. So we can get like a consolidation to form like some sort of bullish harami, right in here on on Monday. Then we could take take that in a swing. First target here, and then next target up here at about 44.29. All right. So yeah, you whenever there's a huge move, it always presents an opportunity for that following week, because any irrational pump or irrational dump, it has to clean itself up, right? Unless it gets like an onslaught of even more like negative news and data in that following week. So if it doesn't get that, then typically it will start to correct itself. All right, a dump of 24.22% is very irrational, as you can see on the chart. Like it looks, you see how everything kind of has a flow, right? This is normalcy. The Bollinger Bands represent normalcy, right? This is the normal flow of a stock. It's inside the Bollinger Bands, right? It goes up, below, above the mean, below the mean, stays there for a while, goes back up above, tests the top of the Bollinger Band, comes back down, tests the bottom, and it just flows in this wave-like pattern, right? It flows in a wave-like pattern, whether it's in an uptrend or a downtrend. Then you get irrational things like this that happen occasionally, and what does it have to do? It has to bring itself back into this fold. All right. So we're just waiting for the right opportunity for us to tell us that this is ready to get normal again. It's like, all right, I'm done being. You ever had a girl and she's like, all right, I'm done being crazy. she she done had a little moment where she realized she was tripping and she's like, all right, I'm done being crazy. I'm gonna get myself together. I'm done being crazy. I'm done acting up. That's what you was doing, right? That's what you was doing. It says, I don't know if you can go over it, but what you think about HUM? Yeah, I can add that to the list. HUM, I can add it. We got about three more. That'd be four. We can do that. Andres, what's up, bro? Hey, how was the party this weekend? I don't know if you can go over what you think about. When do you consider the weekly? So I look at the weekly. Um, I look at the weekly like pretty much every week. But what I what I want to see is like I want to see agreement with the weekly and the daily. But the thing about the weekly, especially in this presidency, there's so many different things that can happen during the course of a week that can throw the week's like pattern off a little bit. You know what I mean? So the daily to me just is like the most reliable time frame. Um, the weekly is good to keep your eye on because it could also be letting you know that there is some sort of like major like pullback or correction coming. So always keep your eye on it. But when I'm giving you guys plays, the weekly is too long of a time frame, for it to make sense. For a play that's brewing that week, we could use it again for context, for structure, right? To know that we can say, oh, this is going to be a bullish week, right? Or it has a high chance of being a bullish week, and then we can get the setup on the daily to start agreeing with that, right? Like if the weekly shows that it's going to be a bullish week, and we've spent 2 to 3 days bearish, but it's still holding the structure on the weekly, then we know that those last couple of days are probably going to be bullish. All right. Oh, he got his Grammy. He won Grammy. He deserved that, man. He deserved that. Y'all, hey, enjoy that, bro. He does. He definitely deserved that. That's all I've been bumping the past 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It's been, and not all, but that's been a heavy rotation. He snapped these last 2 years, so he definitely deserved that. All right. Again, y'all, as y'all are coming in, y'all hit that like button, right? When you do that, it helps me know that what I'm teaching is helping, right? I can keep showing up, keep pointing to you guys, and obviously it gets this in front of more people. All right. So hit that like button, doop, and we can keep it moving. All right. So we got IWM next, y'all. IWM. What does they say? I work miracles, right? Yeah, it looks like we can. This immediately to me looks like it's ready to retrace highs this week. It's just going to depend. Um, yep, came back down to the mean, right? We got highs last week, came back down to the mean. Looks like it's ready to go. This is just a retest. If y'all see this level right here, right? So this level right here, all it did Friday was retest that level. Let me draw it so y'all can see it clearly. All it did was retest this level right here. See? Almost exactly, right? So this was a resistance, and then it broke the resistance, and it's coming back down. So what is this now? It's support. So what does that tell me? It's ready to do another wave up. If it breaks below this, obviously, and closes on the daily, then it wants to come back and retest this support. All right, it's real simple. You just play things level to level. It's not like a super like, oh my God, this is the most beautiful setup ever. But it is telling me that okay, it's retesting this level. So all I'm watching for is for it to hold this level by having some sort of like bullish confirmation tomorrow. So if we can get that, then I like this up to highs. I would swing this up to highs. You could get this on like I know a lot of times y'all like to do IWM on the zero DTEs, but this is an opportunity where you could do it on the weeklies, right? If you're right up, man, listen. If you're right about an index like IWM on a weekly hold, you will make so much money. Y'all already know how it does on zero DTEs, but imagine getting 3 back-to-back green days on IWM, and you're in it for a week, right? So imagine you getting like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all green from your entry, right? So we're going to be watching for a confirmation on IWM. So if y'all want to mark the level of 263.10, if we can close above that tomorrow, this may be something that is worth swinging, into the week. All right. So that's IWM again, and if it closes below 258, right? We get a bearish close below that, then that means that it wants to come down into this area of about 254, all the way down to about 251.50, right? So just make sure y'all mark those levels as well to the downside. He said, he's like, that's what's up. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, bro. That listen, man, Freddie go crazy, man. Y'all know how I feel about real. Like, I'm not gonna say real hip hop, but I like people that do stuff and they care about it, right? I don't like people that do stuff for the sake of it. You see what I'm saying? Like people that rap and you can tell they like the rap. I feel like Freddie Gibbs is one of them artists that you can tell he like love to rap. He got that approach to it. Stace, how you feeling, Stace? Hey, Stace. Hey, Stace. Hey, Stace. I gotta holler at you, Stace. I gotta holler at you, Stace. We'll talk. All right. All right. So that's IWM. All right. We're gonna go Nvidia, y'all. We're gonna go Nvidia. All right. We're gonna go Nvidia. All right. So Nvidia looks like it's forming. Yeah, Nvidia definitely looks like it wants to come down. We got this double top situation going on, right? We got top here, came down, created the neckline, came back up, retested. We got the hammer at the end of the up move, and then we got this doji, which is an indecision candle. So all we're looking for tomorrow is just a bearish confirmation, lower high, lower low. If it closes like that, then we can take that down to the first target here at 186.80, right? We'll do 186.50. That's typically like the most psychological level, right, in between dollars. So 186.50. If it could take that out, then we can bring it down into the order block around 175, right? So again, with Nvidia, we just want to see a bearish confirmation close tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna write that down as well because we're gonna come back. We're looking for bearish close on daily. All right, so yeah, I like this a lot, and we could definitely see that movement, on Nvidia. But again, y'all, we also want to bear in mind that Palantir has earnings, so Palantir going crazy could lead to Nvidia doing the same thing. It could lead to AMD doing the same thing, and in other stocks in a similar sector. So the thing about earnings is like if something blows it out the water and it has a positive response, its competition can experience that same like lift, right? They can experience that same euphoria, not obviously not at the same level because it's not their data, but it's positive information about the sector. So people try to go and get the next best thing. People also go in that sector because again, they don't have to worry about IB crush with inflated prices for contracts because their competition may not have earnings, so the competition's contracts may be cheaper. You see how that works? So look out for Nvidia possibly blowing this setup up. But if we do, get a bearish confirmation and Palantir doesn't go that crazy, we could see this come down, down pretty significantly into this bullish order block. All right. So that's Nvidia. The next is Crowd, right? CRWD. Yeah, we gonna make some big money this week, man. I hope y'all ready. I just want y'all to know. I've been really taking my time, um, like with these setups and these calls, and I'm in a zone. All right. So CrowdStrike looks decent, right? We got an inside candle here. It is at the lower extreme of the Bollinger Band. No resistance until up here at the bearish order block. You could interpret this as a double bottom, right? Came down, went up, came back down, retested that level. So we could be seeing this go up pretty significantly. Not only is it an inside candle, but it's also an inverted hammer at the end of an up move, and y'all know how that is, right? So we could absolutely see this, go up to the upside. I would like to wait for confirmation because again, whenever something is not quite at an order block, you could see a day where it does push down and make its way down to that level. So this is not something that I would have took early. I would definitely like to see with all of this space here if it still wants to test the downside a little bit more. All right, so we'll know tomorrow if this is a true double bottom or if it's indeed a just like a little fake out and it wants to go a little further down to the downside. All right, so no immediate play on CrowdStrike, but we do want to if you do want to take a note on this, just put waiting for bullish confirmation tomorrow. All right, that'll help out a lot. Again, y'all, look, if you're just joining, welcome. All right, I go live every weekday, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. All right, chime in if you're trying to learn how to trade and finally get this thing off the ground. This is a place where you want to be. I'm giving you guys free setups. I'm taking trades on live sometimes, and there are people that are making tons of money just from this YouTube live. So if you if you're not quite at a place to join a community yet, hang out here for a little bit until you're ready, and then when you're ready, come mess with your boy. All right. I don't know anywhere else that's giving away this much, for absolute free, right? Like I said, it's a step up when you join the community. But if you need a play or two, I know how it be. You need a play or two to get your capital up a little bit. Really lock into these lives. Go back and watch, what I've called, how it's played out, how I analyze the charts. All right, implement it in your own life. Do your own research, of course. Again, this is not financial advice, none of that. But it'll serve you well in the end. All right, so hit that like button. Doot. That's all I ask. I never gatekeep the levels, just don't gatekeep the likes. All right. He's a sympathy play, right? Exactly. It says AMD has earnings. Oh, AMD has earnings too. Okay. So yeah, that whole sector then. You said Palantir is dropping. All right. Yeah, I'm not even looking at the market right now, yo. Like the pre. So he said, notice good earnings. Stock comes down before it pops. Exactly. Yeah, that does happen. Pretty often. Because what it is it's like people are trying to maximize their money. And it's also throws off inexperienced traders. So you never want to just you never want to guess. You want to always just kind of like wait and see like what it does. It will oftentimes give you some sort of hint when it comes to earnings. It's really just a toss up. you know, occasionally you'll get a nice setup into earnings, but a lot of times earnings is just going to do something that you just didn't even see coming. So it can be a lottery or a size for zero when it comes to trading it, on weeklies. All right, again, y'all hit that like button for me. That'll help out tremendously. All right, so we're gonna that was crowd. We're gonna go to HUM, and then I believe we got one more after that. All right, so HUM, Humana. Ooh, big drops. Yeah, healthcare got a lot of. Again, y'all, healthcare typically, it's a lot of healthcare that, like, because this is similar to the UNH setup. It's a lot of gap downs in healthcare. You know what? I think healthcare about to have its day, yo. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think healthcare gonna have its day. It's gonna have its day because it's been getting beat up. All right, Merck, UNH, right? Y'all, everybody knows what happened with UNH that kicked this whole thing off anyway. Like a year or so ago. But yeah, they might have their day. It had an inside candle here, but it didn't pump. It's still holding the line though, yo. It's still holding this level. So what I would be looking for on Humana is to see if it breaks below this level. If it breaks below this level, again, it wants to come down and it wants to test this bullish order block. And if we can get a reversal down here, then that would be good. What I'm also going to do is I'm gonna draw an imaginary bull flag, right? And I say imaginary because we don't know exactly where it's going to go. We can only go based off of like just what it looks like from these two little these two little candlesticks that it gave us. So this could be forming like a little bit of a bear flag, but we'll have to watch it and see. All right. So we're gonna just see what happens in this area. Again, when I see a bullish order block, I'm never taking like the put into that. I'm much more interested in the bounce from that. Right, I tell you that all the time. If it were up here, I wouldn't be taking a call into the the bearish order block. It would have to be somewhere a little away from that. All right. So it could possibly come down a little bit more, but if we can if we can come up and start getting some bullish confirmation and even break out of this little area right here, so just breaking above that previous candle high, then we could be making our way back up. So I'll put a star on Humana to come back and check. But listen, y'all, tomorrow's live is gonna be really good because, like I said, we got about 20 stocks that we're going to be able to choose the best possible setups from because they're all awaiting confirmation. All right, so y'all definitely mark y'all calendars. Make sure that y'all do not miss tomorrow's live, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. Right, we got a lot of solid ones. KMB, URI. Right, we looking at the results of Apple and Dollar General. We got GE, Mara. We got QQQ, UNH. We'll be looking for SanDisk, right? It's a lot of them. Eli Lilly, Microsoft, Carvana, Silver, right? PEP. So we got a ton of stuff that we're going to be going back and confirming and possibly taking entries on tomorrow. So again, this could be a huge week. We just want to make sure you come prepared. Exercise patience so we can play it right. All right, I'm gonna jump off these charts for a second, and I'm gonna come back to y'all, and then we can get up out of here in a little bit. But has today been helpful for y'all? Y'all download any new information? Y'all feel like y'all know a little bit more. Y'all feel a little bit closer to being a master in this here. It says this has to do with Medicare reimbursements across all healthcare. So it's essentially like an outflow of cash from a lot of these companies. That's how it's being perceived or received by the market. It's like, oh, they're losing money because they got to pay out. Okay, all right, cool. I appreciate that, Liz. I'm gonna look into that. You said yes, sir. Appreciate it, QTZ. Awesome. Awesome, y'all. So listen. You said very helpful. Thank you so much. I'm glad y'all getting this, man. Listen, tomorrow, like I said, we are going to go in. All right. I'm gonna be looking to, to get into some nice plays tomorrow. Again, we got a lot of confirmations, a lot of beautiful setups, and all we got to do is just make sure that we choose the best ones. With all of those different options, there's a few things to consider, right? Make sure you're accounting for, like, is this stock something that's affordable? Do I like, the way that this stock moves? Ask yourself these questions, because you don't got to take everything that I say, right? You don't got to take every stock that I throw out there, but you do want to let it start to help you think through your plays, right? Like, can I afford this stock? A lot of people don't want to take Lilly. A lot of people don't want to take Netflix and other stocks that are like, like super expensive, right? Meta, right? Some of these things are 700, 800, to $1,000, and it just doesn't make sense, to risk that much when you got other beautiful plays that are a lot less. All right, so make sure you're considering that. Make sure you are, going off and doing your research for whatever your strategy is, seeing if it lines up with what I'm saying, right? See if you can understand why I'm taking something before you ever decide to take it, even though a lot of times it's right, right? Don't trust me. Like, my goal is not to make y'all dependent. I love hanging out with y'all. I love talking to y'all, teaching y'all, pointing to y'all. But I truly want y'all to be able to do this shit on your own. Like, when we get on here, I want y'all to be like, yo, hey, Sale, I see this. Hey, this and this, what I mean? It'd be more of a conversation. All right, we up here training leaders. We training people that are independent and can do for themselves. Not people that are just going to be completely reliant. Right. I'm building y'all up, not trying to like keep y'all on some sort of leash or anything like that. I really want that for y'all. So again, keep showing up for yourself, taking notes, going back, looking through everything you need to look through, doing your weekly reviews. Matter of fact, have you done your weekly review? I talked about this on Friday. I've been telling y'all, I'm gonna remind y'all every day, journal. You know what I'm saying? And then in addition to the journal, weekly review. What was the P&L like this week? How can you make sure that your P&L stays steady? We 52 weeks in the year. You just got to have more green ones than red ones. Larger win percentages than lose, right? You want to make sure that you can find you like I like to say it's like your golden horse, right? Like that one stock that inside out, that usually makes you the most money. Most people have a stock when they break down their portfolio that usually like carry like 80% of the gains, right? So majority of their gains came from like this one stock, and then the other ones were supportive like at random times. But find you a stock that you're super familiar with and you trade consistently, so that you can really make sure you always are catching it like in the times when it goes crazy. All right, these big tech stocks, they're going to give you a ton of opportunities throughout the year, right? They're going to give you at least 10 irrational moves throughout the year, right? Like that like what we just saw on SanDisk, or what we saw on what was that U, right? That drop on U. It's like you're going to get about 10 of those in some kind of way throughout the calendar year, right? That's just what I've noticed from my trading. You're going to get like that many irrational moves on a particular stock. So it's like, if you're ready for those, you're positioned for those. Like when the setup is there, then you get that little lucky bump. You know what to do with it, right? Take a portion of it, put it into the long-term strategy, like buying equities and leaps. You know what I'm saying? Pay yourself a little something, let it accumulate, pay the man, and you good. All right. It says super helpful, gonna be productive. Yo, no, for sure. He said always learning, very helpful. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. It's definitely gonna be a productive week. Super helpful. You are a master teacher. Hey, I appreciate that, State King. Appreciate that a lot, man. It says the inside candle for the doji near the blocks is different now. It's my first week in TPC. She said, okay, I see what you're saying. Absolutely. It hit different now. Exactly. Yeah. Once you understand it, like it's lights out. You know what I mean? You said it's almost like you and Sia open the third eye to trade. You and hey man, that's a huge compliment, bro. I'm gonna share that with Zay. But yeah, bro, we just be trying to speak to the souls, man. Um, I think it's real out there, and then there's people that's just not. You know what I mean? Me like if I'm teaching the skill, I know the skill. Like I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you want to continue to, push the envelope, but what I get the most passion out of is making sure that y'all are good, right? I already know how to do this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, I love seeing people go from not knowing this and then discovering it and completely changing their life. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna keep sharing, keep building. A lot of great stuff coming. I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. It's definitely like just amazing to see what's happening in this first year, right? I love talking to all of y'all, man. Y'all be messaging me, hitting me. If y'all have questions, never hesitate to jump into the DM on Discord or whatever. Like I'm not hard to reach. All right. So look, I want y'all to enjoy the rest of y'all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, meditate on this. We're gonna see y'all in the morning. We're gonna go get it. Remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.